You know, when we think about global AI summits, they're usually dominated by just a handful of tech superpowers. But in 2026, the India AI Impact Summit is really looking to change that whole conversation. This isn't just another tech conference. It's a pretty bold proposal, coming from the Global South, for a much more human-centric way of looking at artificial intelligence.
And it all kicks off with this one fundamental question, aimed at pretty much the entire world. How do we build AI, not just for profit or for power, but for the welfare and happiness of everybody? In this explainer, we're going to break down India's ambitious answer to that. So, the event itself is the India AI Impact Summit 2026, happening in New Delhi. And its theme really says it all: welfare for all, happiness of all. And what makes it a real landmark event is that it's the first global AI summit of this scale to ever be hosted in the Global South. The whole point is to bring voices that are usually on the margins right into the center of the conversation.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to break down what makes this summit's approach so different. We'll start with its goal to drive real impact, then we'll dive into its philosophical heart, the 3 sutras, and its action plan, the 7 chakras. We'll see how they all connect, do a deep dive on a practical example, and then wrap up by looking at why this new framework could be a big deal for all of us.
The organizers are being really clear about one thing. The world does not need another summit with just a bunch of high-level talk. The goal here is to finally close that gap between talking about AI and actually doing something, turning those big global dreams for AI into real, measurable progress on the ground.
And the scale of this thing is just massive. We're talking engagement from over 100 countries, more than 400 exhibitors showing off actual applications, and an expected 150,000 attendees. Yeah, this is not just some small workshop, it's a full-on global mobilization for AI with real impact.
All right, so at the very heart of this whole vision, you've got 3 guiding principles that the summit calls sutras. This framework gives us the philosophical why behind their entire approach to how we should build and govern AI.
So what exactly is a sutra in this context? Well, it's a concept that comes from Sanskrit, and it means a guiding principle, or like an essential thread. The whole idea is to weave together that big picture wisdom with very practical, real-world action. Now here's the philosophical core. You've got the 3 sutras, people, planet, and progress, but they are not just fuzzy, abstract ideas. Look at how each one translates directly into policy. The People Sutra, for example, isn't just about serving humanity. It drives concrete policy for things like building multilingual systems and making sure AI is deployed safely. It's this direct line from a high-level idea to practical rules that makes this whole thing so unique.
But, you know, a philosophy is only as good as its action plan. So, if the sutras are the why, then the 7 chakras, well, that's the how. They're the practical framework designed to turn those guiding principles into concrete action.
Think of the 7 chakras as these thematic working groups. Each one is designed to take the philosophical energy from the sutras and channel it into a specific area of action, all with the goal of getting real, measurable results.
And these 7 focus areas, they really cover the full spectrum of AI's impact, right? Everything from the human side of things, like jobs and inclusion, to the technical pillars, like safety and science, all the way to that foundational need to democratize resources and actually drive social good. Okay, now let's see how this all connects. This is where the framework really comes alive, linking that philosophical why with the practical how. Every single one of these action-oriented chakras is directly inspired by those core sutras.
So the crucial point is this linkage you see right here. Take resilience, for example. That's not just a buzzword, it's a direct translation of the Planet Sutra into a focus on making AI sustainable. Or look at how safe and trusted AI serves both people and progress. Each chakra is a mix of these core principles. And what you get is a totally integrated system, from the big idea all the way down to the action plan.
So, to really see how this works in the real world, let's do a quick deep dive into one of these chakras, democratizing AI resources. This one tackles one of the absolute biggest challenges in AI today.
So this chakra goes right at one of AI's biggest problems: the fact that key resources like computing power and massive datasets are stuck in the hands of just a few companies and countries. The goal here is to build a global ecosystem where those foundational tools are actually equitable and affordable for everyone. And to prove this isn't just talk, one of the concrete things they're pushing for is a proposal for an AI Commons. The idea is simple, but it's so powerful. Basically, a public library for AI, offering shared resources, data sets, and tools that researchers and startups anywhere in the world can use to build the future.
Another really tangible outcome is shared compute infrastructure. I mean, right now, the huge amount of computing power you need to train modern AI is a massive barrier, especially for the global south. This initiative is all about leveling that playing field for innovation.
So, zooming back out, why does this uniquely structured, philosophy-driven approach from India actually matter on a global scale? What's the big deal?
Ultimately, it matters because this is a real effort to amplify the voice of the global south. It's a direct challenge to the status quo, where the benefits of AI are concentrated in just a few hands. Instead, it demands that those opportunities be shared broadly with everyone.
This entire framework, the sutras and the chakras, it's all engineered for one purpose: to move the global conversation past those feel-good principles and toward real, tangible progress that actually benefits everyone.
Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to chew on. In a world where AI is so often seen as the next big race for geopolitical and economic dominance, could a framework that's genuinely built on this idea of welfare for all actually change the rules of the game? Well, that's the bold vision being put forward.